Everybody for coming today in regards to the violence we observed over the weekend in the city. We had 5 separate shooting incidents. Our investigations right now do not include, they don't indicate that they're connected in any way as it relates to a specific shooter or a single incident. The way they are connected, though, is we've had individuals that have decided to make poor decisions and utilize a handgun to solve their differences. Every one of these shootings could have easily been prevented this weekend had someone made a better decision. Our shooting numbers, although it's a shock to the conscience, we saw 5 over the weekend, our numbers are still trending downwards, where we have a 33% decrease in our non-fatal shootings, where we were at, I believe, 606 last year, and we're at 409 for the year this year. Our homicide clearance rate is also trending towards 50%, whereas it's traditionally been in the 30s. Some of the things I can attribute to our decline in these shootings and our homicides is we have outsourced our DNA testing to where we're getting our DNA results back much quicker. We have implemented division flex platoons in the 1st, 2nd, 4th divisions and are looking to implement one in the 4th division. We're also continuing to utilize our violent crime reduction detail, where we are having a more visible presence in the neighborhoods. And to be honest with you, we are getting more cooperation from our community partners. We're seeing these relationships improve to where we are getting more people calling in and giving us tips to help solve these crimes. One thing I will ask is, if you know something about these crimes, please contact our tip line, 574-LMPD. We need to get closure and some kind of healing for the victims of these violent crimes and their families. One thing I'd also ask, I know we've asked for people to call in if you know anything about it. Call us if you see anything that could prevent this. If you see something on social media, if you see individuals that probably shouldn't have guns but are posing with guns, please call us and let us know, because I would much rather be able to prevent a shooting than respond to a shooting. As far as our prosecutions have gone, we have relied more heavily on our federal prosecution, on our federal partners. We're focusing more on our higher level gang leaders, our trigger pullers, our shot callers, and high level narcotics traffickers. And focusing on those individuals, I believe, has also helped decrease in our crime numbers. So with that, does anybody have any questions?
Are there any arrests from this weekend or suspects that you are aware of?
Those investigations are still ongoing, so they're being handled at a division level. But I would still ask if anybody has any information, if you've captured anything on a Ring video camera or anything else that can help our investigators solve this crime, please call in and do so.
Does that mean there have not been any arrests?
As of right now, I do not believe so, and I don't know where the leads are and where they are in the investigations. These are still pretty early on.
So you mentioned 5 shootings. I mean, that, to my understanding, was on Sunday, but there also were on Saturday, which would bring the total over the weekend to 9. What's your response to that?
We did have 5 all in one day, which seemed to shock the conscience. So, yes, we did have a pretty violent weekend.
So when you say, just to clarify, so there were 5 on Sunday, and then were there also 4 on Saturday?
I believe there were. Were there 4 this Saturday?
I think there were 7.
Okay. He's going to get the exact number.
I was going to say, I think we had some.
Yeah, I thought we were just talking. I thought we were talking about just Sunday. So I apologize.
What are you all doing as a department to ensure that while this transitioning is happening with the chief higher up, that you are still able to focus on the pieces that you're working right now?
The transition does not have an effect on how we are policing. We are still focused on violent crime. We're still focused on our higher level investigations. The way we are conducting our investigations has not changed, and that is not impacting how we're investigating crime.
We seem to have a little bit of a lull in shooting, like October, November, and all of a sudden, whatever it is, 9 on weekend. Do you have any explanation why such a explosion in just a couple of days ago?
Really, there is no rhyme or reason to that. You're trying to apply logical behavior till illogical behavior. So why? I don't know.
And when something like this happens, this many shootings in such a short period of time, does that kind of spread you guys then trying to respond to all of these? Like, how does that work for you guys?
Well, the one way it does respond, especially if you have 5 in one day, we're already short manpower. So you have to have your beat officers, they're responding, they're securing a scene. You've got homicide detectives that are responding or division level detectives that are responding. So if they're at one scene, that could tie anywhere from 15 to 20 officers. And then you have another one, and then they're going back and forth. And in the meantime, while they're going back and forth to these scenes, they're also not being able to make calls for service, actively patrol, be visible in the neighborhood. So there is a huge rippling effect as we respond to it. Not just one shooting, but if you have 5.
Have all the victims been identified and have you been able to speak with the family members?
I believe all the victims have been identified, and the division level detectives should have been able to already make contact with either the victim themselves or a family member.
You mentioned the fact that these shootings there's no evidence that any of them are connected.
Correct.
What's your response to the fact that 9 shootings happened in different locations across the area in such a short amount of time?
Well, once again, we're trying to apply logical thinking to illogical behavior. Our level of gun violence in the city, although it's decreasing, it's still unacceptable. Our numbers are still unacceptable.
And I know you talked about some of the prevention methods that have been successful this week, cooperation, one after gang leaders. What are some rough numbers of those gang leaders that you've been able to address? I know the other week we saw 2 people be arrested and they were part of a gang that you all have been tracing for a while.
A lot of those are done under federal indictments, and I believe we're over 80 federal indictments for the year, which typically 20 federal indictments is a good number, especially when you look at the federal process and how those cases have to be presented. So the level of investigations that we've put together and gone after the hierarchy of these individuals that are fueling the violence and the drug trafficking in this city, it's a substantial number, and I attribute that to our CID, Criminal Investigations Division, focusing specifically on those individuals and our violent crime.
Take one more for
I understand that the numbers, they are trending slightly downward from where they were last year, but we still are trending higher than we were before the pandemic. So what do you think it's going to take for these numbers to keep on going down?
I think we're going to continue to focus our efforts on our proactive policing, working on our community relations so we can get individuals that are going to continue to call us and give us tips to help solve this, because we can't solve these on our own. It's going to take a group effort between us and the community and our prosecutorial partners to make sure that these individuals committing this violent crime, that we arrest them, get clearance on them, and they get substantial jail time out of these violent offenses.
Thank you all.